Today, as I said, was observed as a day of resistance. More and more people are taking to the streets. The question is, why is the Netanyahu government hell-bent on pushing these controversial reforms through? And is there any scope left for any kind of a compromise?
So I'll start with the last part of your question. We had today a very interesting hint from Prime Minister Netanyahu in an interview with the Italian newspaper. He said that the full scale of the program of the judicial reform will be known in a matter of weeks. And this is the first time he has hinted that there might be changes in the plan, which is right now on the Knesset. So it's a very interesting statement by Prime Minister Netanyahu. I'll just say that he cannot go into the details because the Attorney General has told him you cannot speak about it because you're on trial. But it's the first time he hints that what we're seeing right now won't be the final plan. Now, the Israeli government is saying we need reform in the justice system. This is the Israeli government stance. This is the senior officials' claim. They're saying it everywhere, and that's their claim. Why do we need this law? The big story right now is that both sides are quarreling not on the details. Of course, the details is an important issue, but they're quarreling on the question, when should they start talking? The opposition demands a complete freeze to what's going right now in the Israeli parliament, meaning that the law is going on. But the coalition is saying we are not going to freeze this. So we are seeing a lot of ideas how the two sides can agree on 90% or 95%. But the story right now is that the opposition is demanding a full freeze of the judicial and the law procedures. And the coalition says we're agreeing to talk, but we're not going to freeze anything.
So, in a sense, the stalemate continues, even if the Prime Minister has suggested that there might be some changes or amendments made to this controversial legislation. But again, the question that really arises is, why is the Netanyahu government so unmoved by these protests? Because it's not just the opposition, it's ordinary citizens of Israel who've taken to the streets, so much so that we've seen members of the military also join the protest. Now, is that not something that the government and the Prime Minister should worry about?
So you're starting to hear voices inside the Likud party, which is the governing party, that are saying, listen, guys, we need to halt and we need to change stuff. But the official position, and what we're hearing is, we need to go all the way, because first of all, it's something that the heads of this program believe in, I must say, because it's not only now they're saying we believe this is the reform we need to do. They said it in the past. Some of them said it over 10 years. But their claim is that if we give up, we have given up again to an opposition that isn't agreeing to recognize that we won the elections. So the story is politically problematic to find this agreement between both sides, because the coalition is saying if we back down, if we agree to change things because of the massive protest, it's again a situation that we won a fair election, a square fair elections, but the protest and the opposition don't agree with our government, and we have again, we are rulers, but we can't rule anything.
All right. Interestingly, the protesters today said that it was a resistance to dictatorship. That is how the Netanyahu government is now being described by many. We'll have to wait and see how this pans out, but thank you so much for speaking to WION.